What's going on? This is D Spence Beats and welcome back to my channel. So, this whole topic about FBA versus Africans versus Caribbeans, to me, I hate tribalism. I think it's divisive. Now, when it comes to the concept of it or the context, I understand the FBA movement. I hate saying that word because I'm so used to saying Black Americans. Essentially, they're saying like we were here first. We're the reason why you have rights. Talking to the Africans and Caribbean community. Y'all are disrespectful. Right? That's the concept of what's going on in the FBA movement. So they feel like they have to separate themselves and be divisive because we can't just have anyone in here. Me personally, if you see me walking down the street, you're gonna be who's that black dude? You're not gonna care about my background. You're not gonna ask what country I'm from. Look, I'm from Brooklyn. That's all you need to know. I don't really have this whole mindset that I'm better than you or different than you. Now, a lot of people who are quote unquote FBA assume anyone from the Caribbean and anyone from Africa, their parents sat them down and said, "Hey, you're different than them. You can't relate to them. You're not supposed to be talking to them. You're better." That is not the case. Not for me. Okay, my parents never told me anything as far as identity politics. They were just working. They're from a different country. They got the house. They had the kids. The American dream. Okay. So in my mind, in my heart, I don't feel like I'm different from anyone else, especially if you're a black person. But that's just me. Cool. Now let's go to the context of this video. Again, FBA people feel like they are just clapping back because the other tethers, as they would call them, were being disrespectful. But to my lived experience, I remember in the 90s, it was not cool to be African. It was barely cool to be Caribbean. The only reason why the Caribbean was in the conversation as far as anything is because Jamaica had the parties going on. When it comes to Trinidad, they had the parties going on, soca and reggae, dancehall. All the other countries weren't so popular, but the point is, that within itself showed you there was some kind of like tribalism going on over there. Now, when it came to Africa, there was definitely nothing. All you saw was We Are the Children episodes or whatever case, those commercials. So a lot of people are sheep. They're not going to really care to do their own research to see what's going on, especially when they have the TV at home. They're just going to believe everything they see, right? And that's still true till today. But Africa had culture. Africa had cities. Africa had the same thing we have in America. Thanks to the ISO speed, we actually showcase these truths. But before then, people will say, "Hey, you have Ebola, you're broke, African booty scratcher, etc." Right? As a matter of fact, I'm going to this young lady explain the same thing I'm saying right now because I saw the first few seconds and I had to make a video about this.
It's so funny to see the erasure of the African slander period that went down between like the early 2010s and like the late 2010s.
No, since the 90s. That and probably before then, most likely. All right, I'm talking about the 90s. Before then, probably it's even worse. Who knows?
Because people used to be getting called African booty scratcher, Ebola spreaders, and monkeys in the fucking classroom by other black people.
In this case, FBA people, or I would say Black Americans, were saying that toward, or I would say maybe even Caribbeans were saying it toward African people. Again, it was not popular to be African back then. This is way before Black Panther the movie. This is way before Afrobeats was a thing in America. Afrobeats has been a thing for a long time, but in America we got it late for the most part. What I'm saying is, Black Americans, and I'm not gonna say Caribbeans haven't done it either. I'm pretty sure they did. So I'm pretty sure again because people are sheep. They're just gonna follow the crowd. So let's say in this case, not just Black Americans. Let's say Black Americans and Caribbeans were disrespectful toward Africans in the 90s when I grew up. So to me, when you hear about Africans being disrespectful, they're clapping back. The same way FBA is so quote unquote clapping back. They're putting their foot down. They're not tolerating disrespect. But do you remember when you were disrespecting the Africans? Do you remember that? I do. I'm not African, but I was there to witness it. Mud huts, Ebola, those stupid commercials. give $1 a day, you'll feed the children in Africa. As if Africa doesn't have 54 countries in it.
Oh, so how are y'all pretending that that shit didn't happen? Now everybody wants to go back to the motherland and enjoy Dirty December and get back in touch with their roots.
Okay, she got a point. That's what's going on right now. It's popular now to go to Africa. Now people don't go to Ghana and buy some real estate. Now they're talking about eating African fufu now. Afrobeat parties. But before that, it was pure disrespect. It is what it is. And not by them, from other black people, like you said. Primarily black Americans, from what I saw. And again, in my experience growing up, I'm black American. I don't have tie. I haven't even visited where my parents are from. Like maybe once when I was younger, but it's not to the point where I feel like, yeah. I know one thing. I know Brooklyn. That's where I'm from. So I don't have this delineation or I can't fuck with black Americans. I grew up with the same music, the same bullshit. So what you call it? Black Americans grew up with. Okay, that's all I knew. Yes, there was a Caribbean influence in my area, but I just emulated what I knew. Anyway.
Meanwhile, the people that are actually of those roots were getting dragged every day.
Every day. Getting dragged. Every day. And it wasn't disrespectful to like the other kids. It's disrespectful to the parents too. Saying the women, they talk with a deep voice and they're masculine. They just talk so disrespectful toward Africans, yo.
Hey, asking people at 8 in the morning, Yay. Do you have a lion back at home, dude? Or like, how do y'all get home? Like, is it all huts back there?
You hear that? People really thought like that. And again, when I Show Speed went to Africa recently, even though there still are places that's not so developed, but they show the side that it actually is development. It's actually the same thing we got over here. We got roads. You know, they have stores, they have cell phones, all this shit that we have. But propaganda told you no, they don't have none of that. And especially now, a quick YouTube search will show you these towns, the good parts and the bad parts.
How do y'all do it? But now, Rema's your number 1 artist of the year. So much can happen anytime.
Rema's whack. I like Wizkid. I don't like Burna Boy. In the video, Wizkid in the video. But yeah, there you go. So I believe this. If this whole FBA versus African versus Caribbean thing was to end, the best thing to do is to acknowledge the hurt and apologize all across the board. It ain't gonna happen, but I need to understand. I need FBA people to understand. Africans are just pointing at flaws. The same way y'all pointing out flaws toward Africans, or y'all used to anyway, before it became really popular for them to be arrogant. They're just doing the same thing to you that you did to them. It's not the other way around, from not what I've seen, not what I experienced, unless you can point something out. And I don't know what's wrong with me telling you my lived experience. There's nothing trying to do, oh yeah, you're trying to oppress someone's experience. I'm telling you, I don't know this girl. She's a random girl. And this is something that I've been experiencing myself. So I know people are going to get mad at me if someone sees this video, oh, you're a tether, I'm a tether. I don't give a fuck I don't even know what that even means. They don't bother me. What I'm trying to understand is, how do you erase history? Like, there was no disrespect toward other countries at all. You just, accept it. Oh, you from Africa? Oh, you're my brother. Oh, you from Korea? You're my brother. No. There's a lot of issues. And I'm not saying it's just black Americans' fault, because I've seen Caribbean people feel very arrogant and point out certain things. I remember people talking about, if you Haitian, you don't wear socks and you stink. Jamaican women were masculine and they were ugly. So there's hurt all around. Again, if you want to just agree on one thing, I just agree that we just black people all together. Because to the other societies, all this dwarf amongst midgets shit, they all look at us the same. We're just N-words to them. All right, I'm talking about not just white people. I'm talking about Asian people, Spanish people, we're just N-words to them, okay? So after all this fighting and interfighting, it doesn't matter. It's just more like, oh yeah, yeah, we're more hurt than you. We're both hurt, okay? If you get knowledge of hurt from both sides, then it should be no problem. But you're not gonna do that. I understand because egos do exist. I have an ego too. All right. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on it.